Seattle officers are now throwing their support behind an effort to change state law. There is a new initiative to make it easier to prosecute police officers who shoot citizens in the line of duty. Good evening again. I'm Monique Minglavin.
I'm Cale Remaker in for Dave. Right now, Washington has the toughest law in the country when it comes to protecting police. Cairo 7's Essex Porter has more on the new push to change that at the ballot box if necessary.
Not this time! Not this time! Not this time!
Friends and family of those who they believe were unjustly killed by police want to change the law.
Initiative 873, which finally gives us the opportunity to overturn this law that allows police officers to murder without accountability.
The initiative is named for John T. Williams. Williams was an Indian woodcarver who was killed in a short confrontation with police 6 years ago. Current law requires prosecutors to prove malice if they charge a police officer with murder, which is why there were not charges in the Williams case, as King County Prosecutor Dan SATTERBERG explained then.
Unless you've got an egregious situation where an officer is not acting in good faith and is using malice, then you are not to file criminal charges.
Andre Taylor believes officers murdered his brother, Che Taylor. Dashcam video shows two officers confronting Taylor in February. Family members don't believe officers who say Taylor was reaching for a gun. Initiative 873 would eliminate the requirement to prove malice. That would make it easier to prosecute police officers. But critics told lawmakers that it would make police hesitate to use deadly force when it is needed to save lives.
I would prefer to have my dad here today, but someone resisting arrest took that choice and my dad away from me when I was 8 years old.
Now, it will take 250,000 signatures to get this initiative to the legislature. If the legislature refuses to pass it, then it goes to the ballot in 2017. Reporting live in Seattle, Essex Porter, Cairo 7 News.
11, a bombshell revelation in the February shooting death of a man by Seattle police.
The Seattle Times reports the gun police say Che Taylor had near him at the time of the shooting appears to have been purchased originally by a King County Sheriff's deputy. Cairo 7's Maria Guerrero is live in Tacoma after talking to Taylor's family. Maria?
Well, according to the Times, investigators with the ATF are now trying to figure out how this deputy's gun may have gotten into the hands of Che Taylor. He was a felon and not allowed to have a gun. Well, his brother told me tonight and is claiming that someone within law enforcement must have planted it.
I'm not shocked nor am I surprised because from day one we have declared that my brother didn't have a gun, and if he didn't have a gun, we felt that it must be planted on him.
Andre Taylor says new details into the shooting death of his brother Che at the hands of two Seattle police officers in February only back up his claim that Taylor was murdered.
It speaks to some of the concerns that specifically our community has, that, you know, the police will protect themselves and that they will break the law to protect themselves.
According to documents obtained by the Seattle Times, the gun found near Taylor was purchased by a King County Sheriff's deputy in 2013 at an Issaquah gun store. How the gun ended up with Taylor is not known. The Times says the sheriff's deputy was fired last year for an unrelated domestic dispute. He now lives in Utah and through his attorney disputes the claim, saying he is the victim of mistaken identity, saying he transferred his gun to a friend in Florida who still has it. King County Sheriff John Urquhart told the Times the department has opened an internal investigation.
What do you say if after this investigation, this part of the investigation finds that somehow this gun that is linked to this deputy was stolen and it ended up in your brother's hands? What do you say to that?
I think that that's exactly what we're going to say. I think that's something typical.
Now, this answer to all of this might lie with that gun store in Issaquah. According to the Times, the former deputy asked for records of his purchases. He's made several at that store, and that someone at that store said that they had three different people, three different customers with his same name. Reporting live in Tacoma, Maria Guerrero, Cairo 7 News.